Hey guys, and welcome back to Cultured Boys, a show where two guys just want to have a chat. As always, I'm joined by Pepe, and this week we're trying something new, but for this, I'm going to pass it off to Pepe. He can explain what we're doing today. Off you go, Peps.
Hi. Yes, so today we're going to be seeing current series running in Jump versus series that have ended in Jump. But we're going to talk about the bigger ones. We're not going to talk about your like low-key build kings and your like rather random ones like that. We're going to be talking like some of the more successful ones that are currently running and some of the more successful ones that have ended. But we're going to compare a few of them, see what comes out top. We might even see whether we like the older stuff or the newer stuff in Jump. We'll just see how it goes. That sound good to you, Nate?
Yeah, sounds great.
All right. Let's get straight into it then. So the first pairing we have here for series that have ended in Jump that are successful, we're going straight off the bat, Naruto
Okay.
versus something that is currently running in Jump, which is Black Clover. So Black Clover, obviously, when that first came out, everyone was basically saying this is Naruto but with wizards.
And it still is.
It literally is. It is literally this and right now, if you read Black Clover, it is literally like a cursed kid.
It literally hasn't changed. It's even
Yeah.
more Naruto than it was before.
Yeah. It's really playing into the shonen trope sort of thing. But
It is. I think for that sense,
mhm.
I am putting my vote for Naruto.
Yeah.
I prefer the aesthetic of Naruto more.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, personally, just on paper, for me, ninjas cooler than wizards. Done.
I mean, you've always been that kind of guy, though. I feel like you've always been a ninjas person,
Yeah,
haven't you? Yeah.
for sure.
Like, out of curiosity, like when you first read Naruto, like when you first heard about it, was it completely your thing? Were you like super engrossed in it? Like, because obviously you have Dragon Ball, which is your favorite series, but this has ninjas and stuff. Did this actually impact? Like, was this like something that grabbed you straight away?
Yes. So when I first heard about Naruto, I was in almost wholeheartedly, like 100%. It was explained to me that it's ninjas, but it's like fantastical ninjas as well, like it's not just
Mm-hmm.
like realistic, they're doing stealthy things, they're tactical. It was like, no, they got like fucking like ninja magic, the jutsus and stuff, and I was like, okay, I'm in. I'm totally in for this.
I get you. I can see. I think when I read Naruto, it was like at the time where I was probably reading One Piece at the same time. Now, but everyone was comparing the two as well. It was always like a big like competition between like Naruto or One Piece, and I like both really. But like I was always more of a One Piece fan over Naruto, but I like them both. But yeah, Black Clover, like it literally came into Jump like probably a year before Naruto ended.
Yeah,
So I feel like it was like their way of like sort of setting up for the replacement of Naruto.
it does feel that way, doesn't it?
But like you, I do absolutely love Black Clover. I think it's like it's one of those ones where like, I've always like kind of kept up to date with it. I've quite always liked it. But like you, I think my vote goes to Naruto here as well. It is an iconic series at this point, like world renowned. Like everyone knows it. Black Clover doesn't have that popularity or like that catch I think that Naruto had. Like even though it came out at the same time as My Hero, I feel like My Hero has the bigger draw out of the two. If I was to compare them, that's because they both came out at the
Yes.
same time.
I mean,
For Black Clover.
it's I don't know, it's just something about Black Clover is, I guess, because it feels a bit rushed.
It does at
Like
times,
things
does it?
things just sort of happen really quickly. Whereas like Naruto started off as a build up, like okay, it got really fast towards the end, but like
Mm-hmm.
it built up to that point where it could do that. Whereas Black Clover was just like, oh, here's the thing, next thing, time skip, next thing, next thing, next thing, next thing. Like
It is really fast paced. It has that like it reminds you of Bleach in some senses where like the panels are absolutely huge as well, and it takes like minutes to get not even minutes, like seconds to finish a chapter sometimes.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So
But yeah, it has its flaws, but yeah, I agree. Naruto, like, I think that gets my vote. But yeah, okay then. So that is currently 2 points for series that have ended. But on to the next one then. For series that have ended in Jump, we go for Kuroko no Basket versus series that are currently running in Jump, which is Blue Box. So very different, but in the same line.
Both sports manga, both have basketball. One is more shonen. Um,
Mhm.
God, this is a hard comparison. Um, I'm going to go off of just the first thing that came to mind, and I'm gonna say Kuroko no Basket. Uh, as a series, whilst I enjoy both, they are very different, and I enjoy them for different reasons. But Kuroko no Basket is more of a typical manga I would have read, so I enjoyed Kuroko no Basket more, and that's why I'm voting for it.
That's fair. Are you up to date on Blue Box currently? Just wanted to double check because I remember like you only read
I
a few
might
chapters in
be
our
a
manga
chapter
review.
behind at the moment.
Okay, yeah. So you're relatively up to date then.
Yeah, like I might be one or two behind, depends on when the at time of recording the current chapters come out. So
I get you. But yeah, it's a tough one to call really. Because yeah, like you said, they're both basketball manga, but very different, very different ways of playing out the story. It's like I do like Blue Box in the way that like it has that. It's not like the whole series is something completely different. I feel like something you've never really seen in Jump before, and it is very unique. Where Kuroko no Basket is fantastical basketball. It's like like kids with superpowers basically, or like some of them with like they all have their own little like I don't want to say quirks, but it's basically a quirk, though, isn't it? Like there's
it
like
kind
they're
of is,
related to.
but very
Yeah.
specialized to one
Yeah.
sport.
But yeah, oh, it is a tough one. I feel I've always loved Kuroko no Basket. I think it's been great start to finish as well. Blue Box kind of, you know what I'm like as well with my like
Yeah,
romance rom com series. Like you know, absolutely some. I was engrossed in Blue Box the moment I read the first couple chapters. God,
I told you this is a hard comparison.
it
Like,
is a really hard one. I'm gonna just because of how unique it is. I'm gonna put my vote in for Blue Box here. So
okay.
the first vote for a current series running in Jump so far against. So it's 1 versus 3 at the moment. But yeah, I just love how like Blue Box is it's going at the moment. Sure, it plays into a lot of the like romance tropes that we see in some mangas. It's not all about basketball either. Like it's obviously there's like badminton involved in there as well. It's like the sports are just one half of this series, and
Yeah, I mean,
there's so
like,
much other stuff.
I can see why we did the comparison here. Like, I mean, let's face it, what other sports manga is there right now? But it is, I don't know, that one was sort of like, if you was like, oh, you're clutching at straws, that one was probably the closest to that.
It's true though. It's true. It's like it has that connection, but it's not as closely connected
it
as you
it
think it
is
might
like the
be.
loosest connection ever. Like, oh, they're both sports and they both got
Yeah.
basketball. Close enough. Good enough.
Yeah. But yeah, it's a tough one. It's so hard to compare, but yeah. Right then, on to the next one then. Right. So for older series, a series that ended, we're going for Bleach.
Okay.
And series that currently running in Jump right now is My Hero Academia, Boku no Hero.
Oh, okay.
It's again two shonen series,
Yeah.
but I feel they have similar sort of I guess like any any tropey shonen does always have that like the kid that has like sort of
Hmm.
near to no powers suddenly like
Yeah.
getting that extraordinary stuff like
But I guess this one's a little closer than Kuroko no Basket and Blue Box. At
a
least,
lot yeah, I'd say fair, fair
I
bit
mean, like,
close.
at least the protagonists start sort of the same, and you could argue that Bleach in that world, everyone's Zanpakuto is a unique power, like in
Yeah.
Boku no Hero. So, oh, Shinigamis versus superheroes, essentially. I'm gonna. This is gonna be my first vote for a new series. I'm gonna
Yeah.
go My Hero. I just feel like I enjoy My Hero more. The world is
Mhm.
maybe not more interesting, but I feel more attached to the characters than I do Bleach. I don't know. I just find with Ichigo and the gang, I don't care as much.
I can like I can see what you mean. My Hero definitely has like some great character development with it. Like, so, when you look at some of the characters like Deku and like is it Bakugo? It is
Yeah,
Bakugo, isn't it?
Bakugo,
Yeah.
like
Like, there's so much character development there. Yeah.
I don't want to be like,
Oh.
oh, I remember more of the characters, but like it truly is more that in My Hero, I care more about how the characters are developing and like how the characters are going through all the situations. Whereas Bleach, I'm like, yeah, the side characters are gonna do stuff and they're all gonna
Yeah.
progress, but ultimately it's just gonna come down to Ichigo is gonna come in and slice up the guy or the big bad, and then everyone's like,
Yeah.
"Cool, thanks, Ichigo." It's kind of like how in Super, like it doesn't matter
Mm.
who's fighting. Eventually, Goku's gonna step in, and you're gonna be like,
Yeah.
"Cool, Goku beat the big bad."
Oh, this is really frustrating now because that's the thing. Like, when I like originally saw these two paired up, I was like, oh, I love Bleach. Bleach is like, and Bleach, in my opinion, has one of the best arcs in anime. I feel like the Soul Society arc is like one of my favorite.
That's also
Like,
what swayed my vote. Is that like when you think of Bleach, you only think of like the first half,
mm,
and then
and then
the second half
it's
is just sort of like, yeah, whatever.
bit shaky, yeah. And the character development is so much better in My Hero.
Yeah.
Oh, that's frustrating. Okay, I originally was going to vote for Bleach, you know. I literally was, and now I think my vote does go to My Hero, even though like I think Bleach aesthetically as a series, in my opinion, is cooler.
Yeah, no,
I actually,
that's why I started my statement as like I don't want to say that My Hero is a cooler world because it really isn't. Like the idea
no,
of like Japanese like soul reapers and stuff, and like swords and all, like it's really cool, but then
mm.
it kind of falls on execution at some points.
No, I'm gonna be honest here. If my hero, there's not like a key. Like if every series I've watched, like, there's always like one or two characters like, oh, I absolutely love this character, is my favorite. But like with my hero, I've never actually had a standout one. I think the closest one I've liked is Todoroki. I think he's quite cool.
I mean, yeah, he's cool, but that's like a standard one. I mean, like
Yeah,
I like Bakugo or Tokoyami, although Tokoyami is also like a pretty standard one. Everyone likes that cool like kid with the bird head and the
he
dark
is cool.
powers.
Yeah,
Like,
he would be my second choice of that. So, like even like Darby as a villain is quite cool as well. He's
yeah,
basically like evil Todoroki, just without the ice powers. um, like I love Bleach. I think it's so cool, but in terms of story and as a series in general, I feel My Hero actually does it better. And I'm swayed. I'm swayed actually. I was gonna vote for Bleach, but no, my vote goes to My Hero Academia.
wow.
I've changed my mind. Right. Okay then. Moving on to next one. A series that's ended. Vast popular. Saiki Kuso no Sainan. Otherwise known as The Disastrous Life of Saiki K. Versus Mashal.
Okay. This one's easy for me.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I only watched season 1 of the Psyche anime on Netflix.
Oh, you didn't even finish it.
No, because I was watching the dub and then they didn't dub season 2. So then I just didn't want to watch it because I like I left it on in the background at first because I just wanted something to listen to whilst I was doing other stuff.
Yeah.
And whilst Psyche is great, I haven't read the manga. I've only watched season 1, so like Mashal gets my vote because I keep up to that. Like again,
Yeah.
I'm probably maybe 1 or 2 chapters behind, but like Mashal is I really like Mashal. Even though it's wizards, it's more
Wow.
One Punch Man
Yeah.
than wizards.
It is very One Punch Man. I think that's like I really love the comedy of Psyche. I really do. I think it is like one of my all-time favorite comedy series. Although like yeah, Mashal is like the connecting thing between these two is comedy at the end of the day
Yeah.
because Mashal does comedy well. But it also comes through with a lot of good shonen like sort of battles as well.
Well, I mean, it's also that like there's the common theme that both protagonists are stupid powerful in their world.
Yeah, it's true. Like, Psyche is like oh, I just love how the comedy comes across in it. I think, like, although yeah, the anime is really good. I haven't actually finished the anime. I read the manga and I kept up to date with the manga the whole time.
I
And
mean,
I absolutely love that. Like, I
I can feel where your
obsessed.
vote's going. before.
Yeah. And like with Mashal as well, it's one of those ones where like I'm not up to date on Mashal either. This is the
Yeah,
thing.
mate. That okay. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I knew
Yeah.
where your vote was going before we even started discussing. To be honest,
Yeah, I think I've mentioned how good Psyche is as a
it
series, and
it isn't the first time you've mentioned Psyche
yeah,
to me. It won't be the last time.
no, absolutely not. Like it does so well. Yeah, like Mashal is great, and I do really want to catch up with it. It's on my like I need to catch up with this in another series. But yeah, Psyche gets my vote. I think the comedy in it is just incredible, especially when you compare it to like some other comedy series like in Jump right now. Like I feel this hits real good. This is the top tier
uh,
shit.
I
um
I knew that's where that was going.
I do like nothing against Mashal though. It is good. It is
No,
good.
but like if you're going off a comedy series, you've always been more into comedy series than I have. And
Yeah.
if you compare the two, Mashal's comedy is nowhere near as strong.
Yeah, I agree. But yeah, fair. So that is one vote for each of those. And now on to our last one that we have.
Okay.
For a series that's ended, is Hitman Reborn
Oh, okay.
versus a series that is currently running in Jump, which is Sakamoto Days.
Oh, okay. I can see the connection.
Yeah, it is like oh yeah, it's all gangsters sort of stuff.
Gangsters and underground world in the
Yeah,
with average people involved. Oh, that's a hard one, isn't it? Like Sakamoto Days isn't quite as fantastical,
it really
but
isn't. Like Hitman Reborn. To be fair, Hitman Reborn like came in with that fantastical stuff straight away as well, didn't it?
it did. But like Sakamoto Days isn't that far behind. There's still some really like weird things that go on. I'd say it's like I don't
Yeah.
want to say grounded and realistic, but like it's closer to being realistic than Hitman Reborn. But still, oof.
Hitman Reborn still keeps with that sort like though it is fantastical and like they get a lot of their powers from like the Bongo rings and stuff. Like there is that whole thing of like, this guy has illusions and stuff. Again, he gets it like with I forgot his name now. Mukuro. Is it Mukuro?
Yeah, Mokoro.
Yeah, yeah. He uses a lot. He's like proper sick illusionist. And like, when you look at Hibari, for example, he's literally just a kid with some tonsils that is just super strong.
Yeah, but he's also like, how did he get on the disciplinary committee? Like, he's a kid who wants to fucking like beat people up all the time.
But he is super passionate about the school, Nathan. If he's passionate about anything, he's passionate about that school and the
Yeah,
thing.
but I mean, like, there's passion, and then there's also like he's on the verge of being a delinquent anyway. Like,
Yeah.
I love both series though. Fuck.
It's a tough one for me. And again, I did mention earlier that there's another series I wanted to catch up on. That series is Sakamoto Days. I need to get up to date on that one. But I like when I read that first chapter of Sakamoto Days, I was like, this is freaking sick. This is like top tier Jump right now.
Yeah, I mean, I remember when I read that, and I feel like I remember messaging you like, "Have you read this?"
Yeah, you did. You did message me, and I was like, oh, okay, cool. I'll get on that. That was incredible. That was such a good series.
Ah,
Such a good, but like we've both talked about this. It's come up in
yeah,
multiple occasions.
yeah.
I don't think I love Sakamoto Days, like what I've read of it, but Hitman Reborn is
Yeah,
just it has a place in my heart, man. That I can never say no to Hitman Reborn.
yeah. It's a hard decision, but let's face it, it wasn't that hard.
No, yeah, like it's hard to say no to Sakamoto Days because it feels like we're
Yeah.
discrediting it, but no way are we discrediting
Oh no, no,
Sakamoto
no, no.
Days.
Sakamoto Days is amazing, and you should all go and read it. And hopefully one day it gets an anime because that'd be cool to watch as well.
I think if there's any series in Jump that are going to get an anime, I think it's going to be Sakamoto Days, and
Yeah.
I think possibly I've got his name now. The one with from the author of the Assassination Classroom.
Oh, Elusive Samurai.
Elusive Samurai. God, it just slipped my mind. But I reckon that will get an anime. I think it's done sick, and I think if anything's gonna get it, I think those two will. But off of that topic, but yeah,
That was, yeah. Again, a hard decision, but at least for us, that was quite an obvious answer. Like, Hitman Reborn is hard to top. Their arcs were really great, and it fucking ended way too soon. We say that every time, and I don't really want to open that can of worms again.
It needs an ending to the. It needs a proper ending to the anime. Anyway, you're literally right. I think we would just be opening that can of worms.
I mean, if we go down on that, that just ends up taking up the entire episode, and then it's like, well, you know what I mean? It becomes a completely new episode in itself.
But with that, that brings our little versus thing to an end. Series that have ended in Jump have just about beaten newer series in Jump.
Interesting. Okay.
Literally, it's Hitman Reborn which swayed it. But yeah, that brings our little episode to a close. Any final thoughts, Nathan?
The only final thought I have is, if you haven't seen or read any of these series, please go and check all of them. They're all really good, which is why we picked them for this for this episode. And it's it can't hurt to read new things. So yeah, maybe you'd never heard of some of the old series, so go and check those out. Or maybe you haven't heard of some of these new ones. Either way, please go support the official release.
And if you'd like to see us do this again sometime, and if there's any series you'd like us to compare or anything like that, just hit us up in the comments. We're always reading them. But yeah, thank you for listening, guys. Remember to like, comment, subscribe. Check us out on all the podcast platforms. They're in the description. And we'll see you next time. Have a nice day. Bye.
Bye.